Today I'm going to be talking about the time I went to Vietnam and got stranded and barely made it home alive. So here we go. Now this was a few years ago. It was right at the end of COVID and I had never been to Vietnam before, never even been to Asia. So this was like kind of scary to me, you know, it's a really long flight even from California. So we went to a few different places. We did Singapore, we did Tokyo, and we did Bangkok. And then my friend wanted to go to Hanoi, Vietnam. That was not really first on my list. There's other places in Vietnam that I would have been so excited to go to. The air quality isn't the best, and I remember we get to the airport and all these people just start like screaming and they're like, over here, over here, over here, and fighting for our business. And I don't think they had Uber and Lyft at the time. So we were like, okay, like you just have to like trust a random person and hope they get you to your hotel. And I just remember, yeah, I could just tell like the air quality wasn't it. The food was like really weird to me. Like my friend ate a pigeon and I had to like watch him as he was like breathing in my face with pigeon breath. We didn't plan this out properly, but he only planned one night in there. And he's the type of guy who likes to say, oh yeah, been there. And one time he put on his Instagram, he's like, I've seen the world once. He's like, I'm about to see it twice. I'm like, sweetie, just because you've been to like each continent once doesn't mean you've seen the whole world once. He was the most egotistical man. I called this airline before I even went on the trip. I was like, are you sure I'm gonna be okay with this COVID test that I had done before the trip? And they're like, oh yeah, you're good. Well, it turns out I think it expired like every 10 days of the trip. You had to like get a new COVID test. So I didn't really know all that. And the lady on the phone didn't know that either. So here I am stranded at the Vietnam airport after the craziest trip. This dude, he drugged me to New Zealand too. He's like, yep, now I can say I've been in New Zealand. He's a waiter, so he likes to tell all his customers because they're all like well-traveled and have a ton of money. And he, like whenever they say they're from New Zealand, now he feels like he can relate to them and hopefully get a better tip. So it was just too much. And Vietnam, yeah, he plans this where we get there like right at like 5 p.m. So there was like no sunlight for us. So we're walking around. I was like, okay, I want pics in Vietnam to tag on my Instagram. At least let me tag Vietnam and look well traveled. So we're like walking around. He's a horrible photographer to begin with, just horrible. And I keep like telling him, I'm like, no, my head needs to be like in the top 3/4. And I was like, you know, show the background. I was like, the photo, it's about me, but I still need to see the background. Like I'm the prize here. That comes secondary. Don't put me down in the corner and have this all background. Like just he definitely photographed like a total top, just total top. And actually his place was giving top vibes too. It was just not, you know the memes where there's like a mattress on the floor and they're like, oh, made it to the top's place. Anyway, well, here I say that and then I'm kind of a top. I'm embarrassed, whatever. Okay. Anyway, I got this Palmetto Superfoods. I'm really excited to have this again. I got it yesterday for the first time. It's from San Francisco, and we just got it in LA. It's authentic, brilliant Brazilian acai, and it's like a build-your-own acai bowl, and it is so good. Okay, I don't remember them putting these ugly things on here. Yesterday, I was not expecting that for the photo. Yesterday, I got it delivered for like 13 bucks. It was so cheap. But yeah, he went to Vietnam knowing there wasn't like a single thing he wanted to get like see or do or like restaurant to try. And I'm not like that. Like if I'm going somewhere, like usually it's for a great Instagram photo, but I like plan out like every day pretty much, like restaurant by restaurant. Like I know exactly what I'm gonna do. And then sometimes it's fun to like get off schedule and just kind of explore too. But yeah, we get there. I'm like, why did you bring me here? Okay, how beautiful is this acai bowl? And the fact that it was like build your own and all of this was just what I wanted. Oh, and now it's dripping. But you can just really taste the quality. Like it's one of the best I've ever had. We get to the airport and I thought everything was gonna go smoothly, but of course not. They're like, oh, you should have gotten retested for COVID because it's been like more than 10 days. They're like, so you got to get tested. You got to wait for your results, which might take a few days. And then you can come back here and then you can board your flight. Meanwhile, my friend had already gone through the security line and he's like, sorry, but I'm going through. So this fool doesn't wait on me. He leaves me stranded at the Vietnam airport. And I'm like, is anyone going to speak my language? Like what's going to go down? There's no Uber, there's no Lyft. And I just remember being like at the desk, like begging them. And then while my friend was like focused on what to do with me, I think security like took his Rolex. So he's like screaming at security, "What did you do with my watch?" I think he eventually got it back. And then meanwhile, he just leaves me there. Man stands by the little COVID desk there, and this is like his whole job is to convince people to let him drive them to the hospital to get a COVID test. And then he's like, "I will bring the COVID test back to you and you can pay me then or something." And he's like, "Or I can just like Photoshop you a COVID test right here, right now." I'm in a foreign country. I'm like, I don't want to like cheat the system. Like, what if you're like an undercover and then I'm going to be like jailed here the next 10 years? I don't know how all this works. You hear these crazy things about North Korea in certain places. So I was like, no, I want an actual test. So he takes me to this hospital. It was so crazy. I'm just getting in this strange man's car, right? Not a taxi, not like a marked taxi. Literally a strange man's car who solicited me at the airport. He's like, for $100, I will take you to the airport and I will bring you your test and everything. I was like, what do I have to lose, right? Like, and I bet over there, like $100 means like a lot more than it would in America. So I'm just getting in this random man's car. I put my like designer Rimowa Louis luggage, all that in the trunk. I'm just brave as can be. I'm like, what's he gonna do? Like, tell me to get out and drive off with my luggage? Like, I don't know who this man is. I didn't have any other options at this point. And I just like wanted to get this done and over with. And he seemed like he wanted to help. So we get to the hospital. He's like, "Oh, just leave your luggage here in the car. It'll be safe in my trunk." I was like, okay, I don't know. I just remember getting out of the car and I was like ready to puke on the ground. That's how nervous I was because I didn't know what kind of hospital. I was like, am I going to get drugged? Am I going to like wake up and am I going to be missing a kidney? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I go in there. They use coolers. Half of the hospital, I think, was like outdoors. And they were literally using like coolers to like store your blood and stuff. Like actual coolers you'd get from a grocery store. It was like so crazy. And then I remember like calling the hospital. I'm like, "Can you give me my results?" And I think they were like, he told them to like only give them to him. And I don't even remember what was going on. And then finally, yeah, somehow, some way I got on that plane. But I just remember like that hospital was so crazy. And I know some of them like knew English, but I felt like they were pretending not to know English because they like didn't want to answer the questions I was asking. And that was really crazy. Okay, I am making such a mess. But anyway, that's my time getting stranded in Vietnam. And yeah, also I am so controlling on vacations and it's just, I get why like people wouldn't want to travel with me. But it's good because I have good ideas. Well, I'm gonna enjoy my acai bowl and I will see you guys in the next video.